Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to Joe's Retro World. Today, we're going to be taking a look at speaker system for CRT TVs and monitors. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get to it. Well, if you're new to the channel, thank you and welcome. If you're old, how you doing again? And as you know, if you're into the retro system, you know that you gotta have a CRT TV. It's just the best way to watch and play all your retro gaming systems from your PS3, Xbox 360, and below. It's just the best way to go. After that, you can use HDMI and flat screen TVs for all the systems, but for everything else, you need a CRT TV. And if you got a CRT TV, you know that it has built-in speakers, and a majority of them sound good. But whenever you do the jump over to a professional video monitor or a broadcasting video monitor, a lot of those units do not come with speakers. They don't have no built-in speaker, and if they do, they only have one. And they usually suck because they're not designed to give you the best audio. All there are is just to test and edit and view filming or clips of films or movies or even test video games to make sure that they look like they're supposed to. So they have no reason to have speakers in them. And this makes it a little difficult when you start collecting them and buying them for retro gaming system. So as you can see, I have a Ikigami right here that I originally purchased, but of course it has no speakers, it has no built-in speakers, it has nothing. So unfortunately, I have to put in an external speaker system. Now, because everything switched over to HD TVs, flat screens that do not get affected by magnetic fields, the speakers nowadays are unshielded, and they are terrible and terrible if you put them close to your CRT TV, monitor, computer, whatever. It just will ruin it, distort it. It will ruin that magnetic field. And I learned the hard way because I grabbed a LG soundbar that I had that was 5.1. It has an external subwoofer and all that. But when I put it in front of my CRT TVs so that I can have beautiful stereo sound for my games, because the speakers don't work too good on this big old TV I got back here, this Toshiba 36A42, something like that. It's called model number. And I wanted that arcade sound, so I put my the LG soundbar, and I noticed right away it was just distorting the whole screen, and I moved it 1.5 feet away and it was still distorting it. So it has very powerful magnets to give you a loud, crisp sound and good sound, but unfortunately it will ruin your CRT TV if you lay it close to it. So that's not an option for me. Any kind of chance that it's going to ruin it, I don't want to do that. So I moved away from those speakers. Now, Retro RGB did a great video showing various speakers that worked, but those were $250 to $400, $500. And if you're like me, you're on a budget. Yes, I have a BVM. Yes, it cost me $400, but that's $400 that the most I'm ever gonna spend. I spent that much on a PlayStation 4, but that's about it. I'm not spending that much on speakers. So I went and looked and hunted around, and I found some speakers that worked great for me and that were only $59.99. And what I found were these Logitech from Walmart. These right here. These Logitech Z313. These are 2.0 speakers. They're very simple, easy to hook up, but very, very effective. Very effective. I don't know if you can see that. I'll read it off to you because it's not very much information it gives. It just tells you that it's a 50 watts peak, 25 watts RMS power, delivers a full range of sound tuned for balanced acoustics. Enhanced bass is delivered by a compact subwoofer. That's this little unit down here. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Down here. Let me adjust this camera for you. Okay. So this is everything that comes in the box, excluding this. This is my adapter. Now, this adapter helps you hook up to your BVM, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But let me go ahead and show you everything that comes with it. This is the subwoofer right here. There's a little subwoofer back here, down here. And, of course, that just sets on the ground to the side. But this is the unit that powers everything. Back here, of course, you have a polarized cable. And what I mean by polarized, it means it's a little fat side and a skinny side. That way you can put it only one way into your plug. And this helps to keep making sure that you don't burn your stuff out. It's not grounded because it's not all like that. It's not 250 watts or anything like that dangerous. But, of course, it is electricity. So just be careful as you're plugging it in. Now, back here, it has an input for a 3.5 jack. And what that is, that's where you hook up your speakers. The speakers can be separate. Right here with this long cable. You can hook them up directly, or you can hook them up to this subwoofer, which actually amplifies the sound. There it is right here, my bad. And it'll amplify the sound coming out. Now, if you hook it up direct, then you're not having the amplification. You're only having your sound coming out directly from your console. So I suggest you hook it up the way the system is designed. Hook it up back here. Goes out to your right and left speaker. It also has this cool little controller right here. And this controller actually lets you turn it off and on with this button. It has volume control on the side. It has a green LED light to let you know that there's power on. And also, it actually lets you hook up your headphones going out. Now, it doesn't amplify the sound. It just lets it come out directly from your console. So, or whatever else you're hooked up to. Okay? And the way it hooks up to your BVM is through a 3.5 millimeter jack. That's where this little adapter comes in. This is a 3.5 millimeter jack that goes out to 2 male, or it could have been 2 female, depending on which one you buy. I bought this one to hook up to my Dreamcast, so I have little couplers that are female to female, so I can hook it up. But yeah, so let me show you real quick where it's gonna hook up to the back of my BVM, and that way I'll turn it on and show you just how good it sounds. Alright, y'all, so here's the back of my BVM. As you can see, this is the inputs for either your component or your red, green, blue, and then you sync it down here if it was red, green, blue. Okay, but I have regular HD Retrovision component cables going in, and then it daisy chains out, also going to the second TV. But it doesn't daisy chain the audio. So here's the audio of the outgoing going to the TV, and this is the one coming from the console. Okay, so here's the audio coming from the console. Well, this is where you will hook up your adapter right here, and you'll just plug it up just like this, and boom, you'll have sound going and coming, going out to your speakers from your system. But also, because I have a daisy chain going to my Toshiba, if I want my Toshiba to have the volume, then I would just hook it up like this. You hear it? That's a Toshiba TV. But I don't like the way it sounds. I prefer the way it sounds with my little computers. I mean, my external speakers. So let me show you all that. Let me hook that up, turn my BVM back around, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, y'all. So let's go ahead. Got it all hooked up. Let's turn it on. Just like I said, the switch box right here, this little switch, lets you turn it on. Green light shows power. And then here's the volume. For down is minus, and then up is volume up. It should be going. Let's make sure. I don't hear nothing yet. I got it full blast. Let me turn it down because it is extremely loud. There you go. I'm gonna have to put some gameplay for you to hear it. It goes real loud, y'all. It's only 2.0, but it's more than perfect. As you can see, there's no distortion to your CRT. The only spot that I found was right here. Right here on the back of your speaker. If you touch it to the screen, it causes distortion. Very, very small distortion. That's the only spot that I found. Other than that, as long as you keep it more than inch away. Not even that. Look, you can. It barely does it. Right there, it's barely doing it now. But if you keep them on the sides, it ain't gonna affect it. If you keep it to the top, it won't affect it. You see, it ain't doing nothing. So you can use these and be safe that as long as they sit to the side or just on top or even here to the front like this, you know you got some good quality speakers that are not going to damage your CRT, PVM, or BVM, and you'll still be able to have awesome sound coming out, y'all. Go out there, buy this $60 pair of speakers, use them with no worries, no issues, and have fun, y'all. Have fun. I'm gonna go ahead and crank it up and do some fighting and show you just how beautiful it sounds.
Round one. Fight. You win. Round two. Fight.
Yes, I know the picture doesn't look that best, but we're not worried about that right now. All we're doing is testing the sound. We're not testing how beautiful this Ikigami looks. And right now it's not the best setting because I got the lights on in the house. So yeah, y'all, I hope this helps you go out there and buy a pair of speakers that are gonna just blow away your mind for the $60 that they cost. Okay, y'all, until next time, peace and much love from Joe's Retro World.